Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining me once again for Get Your Money Right with Yvonne. I'm Yvonne. How's it going? Listen, if you were looking for the place to help you save money for retirement, you are indeed in the correct place. So, we're going to start this as we always do with me asking you, how are you doing? How's it going? How are you faring? This is a very supportive community. And whatever you're struggling with, you might have somebody here who's struggling with the exact same thing. And maybe we can just help each other out. Just a thought. If you want to become a part of this community, we'll talk about it later. Just enjoy this episode and, see what you think, okay? So, how's it going with me? Pretty well. Thank you very much. Nothing new going on, just it's post holidays, and as I was thinking about the new year, I was just wanting to ask you, how's it going with the bills after the holidays? Because I was reading, as I tend to do, the money management things that come out, and there is a large number of American consumers who are feeling really stressed after the holidays because let's say they overspent, or let's say for whatever reason they really didn't have the money to spend really at all, maybe, but they did it anyway, and the bills are piling up. And man, I feel you. We've all been there, haven't we? I know I have been in the past. And I told you all, I don't remember, a while ago, that many years ago when we were still doing Christmas gifts for everybody, holiday gifts, sorry about that, gifts for everybody, um, I had money put away in a Christmas Club account. I don't even know if they still have Christmas Club accounts. I don't know. But you have a number of different savings options, regardless of whatever. So I would put money away, and I would have usually, around $500, or anywhere between $400 and $500 to spend on gifts for 20 people. And it took some strategizing to be able to make that money last for all those people, but last it did, because here is the thing. I don't know if you've ever thought about this, but buying things after the holidays and just stocking them up, paying attention to what family and friends have to say, and then going and looking for the best prices to go buy those things. I did that for years. You wouldn't even believe how many really good things I got for people. They were like, I can't even believe you spent all this money. Well, I didn't, because I planned accordingly. And it's just something for you to think about. I thought about what I was going to say for this particular show, and I was reminded that my husband shops at one of the places where you get tools, right? Well, most of the year, you can get 11, you save your receipts and you combine them all and get 11% back in store credit. And what he told me, and I didn't even think about this until this past year, he says they never have this sale at Christmas time because they're looking to maximize their profits. And I thought about that, and I go, well, that makes sense. What's the point in giving us money back during the holidays when we're all willing to spend? We're all willing to part with that money. So why not do something like that for yourself? And so shop post holiday. I used to go, they used to have sales right after Christmas, they had sales right after New Year's, and they just kept knocking down the price of things till mid to late January, when things were pretty much gone by that point. So why not make that work for you? Just a thought. These are kind of the tricks I've come up with, because you want to do something nice during the holidays for family and friends, and it's all great, but you got to watch your bottom line. You have to look at it as, I want to do nice things, sure, but I have to make sure not to hurt myself. I didn't want to be some of those people that I was reading about who are really struggling right now, because now they have these massive credit card bills and, just really struggling to pay it off. And that's something that we want to look out for here, right? Pay cash for as much as you possibly can. And, I'm going to stop myself here for just a second, because cash is my way. Because like I've said, I have a certain amount that I get each payday, put that in my wallet, and anytime I want to buy something, I look at it and go, do I really want to spend this money right now? And, because once I take it out, it's gone. That money's gone. And so that is my way to stay honest. I know a lot of people use debit cards and they just save the receipts, and that works. So, whatever works for you. I don't want to say one size fits all for any of this, because, that is definitely not true. Do what works for you. That's quite all right. And, tell us about it. I want to hear what you're doing and how it's all working out for you, because I always want to look at different ways to make it all work. And so whatever works for you, let us know. We would be more than happy to hear about it. Okay? So on to retirement. So how's it going with that? Please tell me. We are knocking on the door of like 55 of these sessions. Can't remember exactly where I am, but we're either coming up on it or just past it. I don't know. But in each of these, I try to remember to remind you to make sure you are putting money away in your retirement savings account. And I know so many people go, okay, retirement is so far down, I don't even want to think about it. I only want to think about today. And I get it. You'll want to think about today, but you got to start thinking about the future you. And you don't have to go crazy on it. Many money managers will tell you that you have to save 20% for retirement. Okay, that's a strategy, but many of us are just getting started, okay? So start with something. I got to throw out a number, I'm going to say 5%. At some point, you're going to want to increase that, but it is a good starting point. So start, whatever your employer offers, the alphabet soups, 401k, 403b, whatever it happens to be, we don't care. Just make sure you do it. Because there is this balancing act, right? You work hard. We all do. We want to enjoy our lives. You only go around once, and you need to enjoy being here now. It isn't just, what happens in the days when you're gone. No, you got to look at now. But you also have to look at 20, 30, 40 years down the road. You have to. And what I say by that balancing act is have fun today, plan for today, but also plan for tomorrow. Because I told you a story, this would have been months ago, a gentleman that I became aware of I think he's in his late 60s, early 70s now, who came into a little bit of money. It was, if I remember correctly, some sort of an insurance claim, something like that. Anyway, I know there was more than 100,000, less than 200,000. So for argument's sake, let's say it was 150,000. He would have been set had he planned what to do with that money. But what did he do? Well, what he did was see how fast he could spend that money up. Okay? He bought himself a car. He bought his wife a car, who, by the way, now is his ex-wife. I don't know why I felt the need to throw that in there, but I'm just saying. He gave his money away. He was buying things. He was doing fancy things. And one day that money was gone. He hadn't planned for it, hadn't saved any of it. And he's now living in the basement of the family home. He and his siblings. And to me, that it's sad, because we all have the ability to make plans, to make sure that our aging years are comfortable, okay? A 70-year-old man should not be living in the basement of his family home. He should have planned. I that's kind of judgmental, isn't it? I'm sorry about that. All I'm saying is we never know what's coming down the bend. Okay, we just don't know, and you got to plan for it. Because isn't there some sort of a saying, if you fail to plan, then you should plan to fail? Have I said that right? Let me know. You got to take care of things. We don't know how long we're going to be able to work. You don't know. I've had younger friends who got sick and simply could not work anymore. Didn't even make it to 60. And they they couldn't, and they were left to take less money than they would have with Social Security and just all these other things, and they're living near the poverty level because they did not plan to stop working so soon. We don't know, and we have to put a little money away. Start with 5%. Is it going to be how you should do it for forever? Maybe not. If you are in your 20s, that might work because you have the benefit. We all have compounding interest, but the younger you start, the more compounding that money can do. Okay? So start with that 5%. Oh, please, 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 please. Like I've always said, I'm looking to see you be successful. Those are the kinds of stories we want to eventually hear. We want you to be successful. Starting creates success, but keep going with it. It solidifies that success, okay? And make sure that the money that you are putting away, you are doing it on a regular basis. Do it in such a way, when I get that paycheck, I've already said to my employer, take out this percentage every single paycheck I have. And let's just keep that going, please. And I told you that I had made some changes with my during open enrollment for my benefits, and I was able to save a little bit of money. And so what I ended up doing is, could I have pocketed it and spent it? Yes. But what I ended up doing was raising my 401k contribution by 1%. And I still have a little bit of money left over after having done that. So just be careful, peeps. I just want you to be successful as you possibly can be, and don't try to compare yourself with somebody else, because you know what? I've got some wealthy friends. Good for them. Good for them. But if I'm going to try to compete with them, I will lose every single time. I can only do me. Good for them. They have that money. I don't have that kind of cash. So I have to live within my means. And so just take care of yourself, and just make sure you are creating a fund to be used for your future. And like I've said, we want to hear from you. I want to hear what you have to say about what I'm sharing. And I want to hear how it's working for you. I want to hear about that. And I also want to hear if for some reason you feel like you're falling short and you need help, you need guidance. More than happy. Hey, like I said, this is a supportive community, and we would all love to help in any way that we can. Any information, any words of wisdom, we would be happy to impart them. That's the whole reason we started this. So at the very beginning, I asked if you would like to become a member of this community. We would just love to have you. See where it says subscribe? Just make sure to click on that, add your information. And what will happen is each time I produce one of these shows and publish it, it will come straight to your email box. Keep in mind, this is free, okay? I am doing this to share because I've been in different places in my life, and there are things that I've learned along the way, and I would just like to help you. So this is always free. Just please feel free to sign up if you'd like. And you can read these. You can forward the email to others who you think might be able to take advantage of the information. whatever you want to do, share it, do it, and file it away for seeing it later if you wish to do that, because it's just about sharing. Again, I've been where many of you are, and I've managed to come out the other side, and I just want to help all of you. Okay, so with that, because we like to try to keep these in the 15-minute range, and I want to wind this up by saying thank you for joining me once again for Get Your Money Right with Yvonne. Yvonne here. And be good to yourselves and be good to others, okay? Just please take care and come back and see us next time, okay? You take care. Have a good one. Bye.